So today we will discuss about what drug proving. Now our today's video is a different kind of video. Here we discuss all about the drug proving by question and answer. So objective by question and answering all the topics. We conclude the chapter drug proving or principle of drug proving. Now first, what is drug proving? Here is the question. First question about our topic is what is the drug proving. So drug proving is nothing but it is a process. It is a process which written in the aphorism 105 of Organon of Medicine, written by Dr. Henneman. It is a systemic and orderly method to search or investigating the pathogenetic powder of the required drug. So now what is systematic means it is orderly. It is not just like here one process there is another process, not. It is a systematic means here orderly manner by which we get the pathogenetic powder of respective drug. Now the word comes, what is pathogenetic? We know that pathogenetic always refers to a disease. Now how it mentioned that pathogenic of a drug? So to explain it, what does mean the pathogenetic powder or power? So we know a theory or a principle which is like dissolve like, means the poisoning symptoms of the medicine in a disease is its pathogenetic power of that medicine or drug. Means the poisoning symptom. What does mean poisoning symptom? Means the medicine which we give in a healthy human being. So the symptom which are appear, it is our pathogenetic power. So by this poisoning symptom we have a great opportunity. What is this opportunity? That we can use this medicine those disease in which the poisoning symptom is equal or parallel. So that is the pathogenic power of the drug. Now here another question, that what is the benefit of the pathogenic power of the drug in drug proving? In our practice or daily life practice, when we go towards the clinics, the symptoms which are presented by the each variety of a disease should be parallel with the pathogenic power of drug, so that the cure can be possible as soon as. So to test drug, it should be proved healthy individual with greatest care, so that we can notice the development symptoms. Now this is all about the introduction part of drug proving. Now we go towards the how to test the drug. So there are two steps. One is drug or medicine, another is the prover. These two requirements are fulfilled in the drug proving, so that drug can be proved. Now how the proving medicine occur? One is process, main process, before it pre-preparation, after it post-preparation, mode of administration, and last one is precaution. That is the thing. Now we discuss all just as pre-requestive or pre-preparation, post-process or post-preparation, or doses of administration or method of preparation. All are we discuss in detail in question wise. So what happened in pre, post, or in the process? So in pre-process, what happened? The fresh, pure and active constituent of drug taken for proving. So that is our pre-requirement. What is the post requirement? Post, here before post we go towards the preparation. In preparation, what we do? We take the fresh juices extraction from the vegetable or plant sources or animal sources. Depending upon their juicy content, we add the amount of alcohol or water according to their solubility. Then we observe this solution 48 hours so that the cellular material, just as fibrous and albuminous material, can be settled down. Then we extract the juicy substances. After the extraction, how do we administer? So that is our post. So in post, what we do, the dosage is inversely proportional. It is our principle. So if most juicy occur, then the dosage should be given in less amount. If medium juicy occur, then the dosage should be given in a considerable amount, means 2 to 4 globules. If it is least juicy, then we give the sensitive portion so that we can identify the symptoms. Why? Because the sensitive portion are so much sensitive to the small doses, so that we can clearly discuss about the post, means the administration. Now how we can take the administration step. So what is the necessary steps should taken during the mode of administration? So first, medicine should be taken in the empty stomach. Why should we take empty stomach? So that the medicine power we can genuinely observe without any mixture, means pure medicinal power we can observe. If we take the medicine in the full stomach, then what happens? The food present in the stomach makes the medicine power less, or make any type of a mixture which we cannot purely identify the symptoms of the drug. So we take it empty stomach. Now then second, 4 to 6 small globules of 30 potency taken in a day. Why 30? Because it is not high or not low. So for all type of a sensitive or not a sensitive person, 30 potency makes the similar effect on both the individual. So for the individual lesions, we take the 30 potency. Now third is the symptoms is, if the symptom is slight, means the symptom is not clearly visible, means we cannot recognize the symptoms on the prober, then we take the globules till the prominent effect of the symptom observable. Means if we take the 4 to 6 small globules of 30 potency but we cannot identify the symptom, then we take this globule more of 1 to till the day up to which the symptom is clearly or prominently visible. That is the point. Now the fourth point is start with the small, because if you take the large dose, then what happened? The adverse effect of the drug is occur in the inside the prober. So we start with small dose and observe the symptom and increase the doses day by day, means successive day. That is the point. Now what should we take the precaution during the medicinal proving? So during the proving, medicine should be pure with active power, so that the medicinal symptom can clearly visible. Then the medicine should take at a particular time regularly. Why we take particular time? So that we can know very well the medicine. Don't take with a large dose, because it makes the adverse effect. To avoid frequent repetition of doses, means the frequent repetition of symptoms of doses, the symptoms, we should take increased amount of doses in successive days. Means we think that if a person get sneezing, small sneezing, after few days the sneezing is decreases, then we take the large amount, so that we can notice what are the symptoms of the medicine in small, medium and large. That is the point. Now another question is that if we take, then it is all about the medicine what we discussed previous. Then we go towards the drug proving, means the prover. Here which type of a prover is best for drug proving? That is our normal healthy human being are taken towards the drug proving. So what is the benefit of a healthy human being for the drug proving? It is that the healthy human being, there is a pure symptoms can visible. And what is the best prover? Physician himself is a best prover. Why? Because they makes the recording accurate, means the symptoms recorded in the record copy is accurate, means it is not any type of a mixture is not present, means it is not competent. The physician himself is a good observer, good intelligent, and better judge about the mental, moral, and the physical feeling. Mental means the brain, means what type of a feeling, what type of feeling is occur in our brain or in our intellect. Or moral means what our intellect say about the daily life. And physical means what is our extremity, how they function. All our things can be differently differentiated by the physician. So that makes the physician a best prover for the drug proving. Now, why we take the healthy human, not animal, for the proving? In other medicinal system, animal is taken. Why homeopathy does not take animal as a drug proving? Because in animal we cannot distinguish the mental symptom or subjective symptoms. What does it mean? Means the animal cannot recognize the symptoms which is occur in our body. They cannot express their feeling. That is the main demerit. So that we don't take the animal as a proving. So totality of symptom is incomplete, which is not in the homeopathy's principle. So it is a demerit of the principle. So we do not take animal as a prover in the homeopathic drug proving. Now, what should the rule towards the proving in a prover during the drug proving? So what should be necessary step should taken by the prover? So there is 3 steps. What are they? First general, then diet, then mental. General means he should maintain his health mentally and physically. Good state of health should be maintained in the process of proving. Diet, he should take the nutrition and simple, means the diet should not be complex, just like just like complicated diet, means non-veg, that like. So this makes the proving the medicinal substance makes the symptoms make mixed up, because the all the substance, these roots, herbs, and the green vegetable, spices food makes the having some medicinal power, which get mixed up with the symptom of the required drug. So we avoid that. With it should maintain its mental, but mentally it should be stable, means it should can be observable to the slight symptom of the drug, means the any type of a symptom which is fast appear or pop out, he can diagnosis or he can observe it. That should he maintain. So mentally or that can be possible by yoga or by meditation. So now another question is how to conduct drug proving. So our proving of medicine and proving of proving all are we complete. Now we go towards the process of drug proving. So drug proving is a randomized placebo controlled trial. What does it mean? Randomized means it is not a specifically given it is also called as a double blind test, means both the test conductor and the prover does not know anything about the drug. So it is a randomized and a placebo controlled trial. Now the before the drug proving, pre-trial of medical examination occur of the drug prover. Here the drug prover having some time pre-trial medical examination occur by the CCRH, government drug proving central makes this examination. How this is occur? First, biochemical investigation, means the plasma serum test, ECG means heart test, chest X-ray, pathological studies means RBC, WBC, all are counted, and so that the prover all medicine can recognized in a pure state. So now randomized, here I take a point randomized, so I will explain it. Now I read it only. According to the susceptibility of prover, the symptom is vary, which is called as a randomized. So when the drug get thoroughly proved, we all discuss about the process. Now we go towards the proving, means how does we know that the drug is completely proved? If we go when by the several times proving, all the symptoms are recorded, and further drug proving no new symptoms are appeared, at that time the drug get thoroughly proved. Means if we go more and more drug proving but symptoms are equal or there is no additional symptoms is observable, in that time we say that the drug is completely proved. Now another question, what is the merit and demerit of the drug proving? So we all discuss about drug proving. Now the merit, what is its merit? Means the primary effect is more distinct and only the primary effect more orally visible without any secondary effect. Now the question comes, what is primary effect, what is secondary effect? Primary effect means the effect of the response. When we take a medicine, the first response which is given our body is known as primary effect, and the secondary effect is the response to the primary effect or vital force effect is known as a secondary effect. We know all about the organon. So this is the merit. And demerit is what? This merit when occur when there is moderate dose of medicine is given. In that time this occur. What is demerit? When we give large doses, then there is many complication arises. What are the complication? We study. First, primary effect cannot be accurately visible because the sensitivity of body makes more and the symptoms get mixed up. Primary and secondary symptoms is get mixed up and it causes the adverse effect on the prover, which cause the death of the prover in the extreme case. Then another question is that during the process of proving, what is the day book given by CCRH and what is its benefit? So day book given by the CCRH or the drug proving central drug proving research of homeopathy, they give the day book so that the collection it contains the statements and a perceptibility of reaction of a healthy individual of drug proving without of any interpretation. Means any the symptom which is visible is clearly mentioned. There is nothing added or subtracted in it. So how it is written? It maintained from 0 day, means the day at which first the drug taken by the prover to subsequent days up to which the drug is taken. What is the benefit? In which the prover recorded clearly about the location, means where the when we take the drug, where the symptoms is arise, sensation, which type of feeling is aggravated, means the feeling of exaggerated or calmness, that type of feeling or sensation, modalities, angerness, concomitant, means how much time is the symptom is clearly mentioned of the symptoms, so that the drug power can distinctly visible. Now what is the primary and the secondary response, which I mentioned. Now what are the exception of it? So primary response is the symptom first appear just after small dose of drug taken by the prover, and secondary response, the symptoms occur by the vital force, means in response to the primary action. Narcotics means the drugs which are poisonous drugs, means these are the exception of the primary action, means here we only take the secondary action, means because the primary action is not clearly visible in the sensitive person. So what now last our question is the objectives of drug proving. To determine the pathogenetic effect of drug, pathogenetic what we mentioned previously, observe and record alternation produced by the healthy body, so that we mention the drug symptom and characterized by the disease picture of that drug. So if any question is arises, then comment me. Thank you.